Well, here's what your night's looking like. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy. At 8 p.m. it's going to be clear at 10, then clear at midnight, clear all night.
All right, Rob, Thomas still out having some fun.
We still don't know where he is.
Hopefully he comes back at some point.
I guess he's having fun, from what I understand.
I hope so.
But you're stuck with me again, folks.
That's
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
But
That's
hey,
all right.
gorgeous weather. You can complain about me, but not about the weather, right? And enjoy it. Let's take a look at some of the current temps right now throughout the state. Over down there in Alamosa at 78th and up in Fort Collins, where unfortunately they are dealing with those horrific fires. It is 79 degrees. Temperatures are actually ideal for fires. We'll talk about that in just a minute, let you know what you need to know. The low pressure front here actually has moved through our state over to Nebraska, Kansas, the Dakotas, and then it's going to head on to the Gulf states right now. Let's put it in motion for you. Hasn't brought any rain, unfortunately, but it did bring those cooler temperatures and those ideal conditions, which are a perfect recipe for fire. It's hotter, 95, and then kind of tapers off in the 90s, 93 on Friday, then Saturday 90, and don't forget 91 next Sunday, Father's Day, and also the charity go-kart race. It's going to be the Army, Guard, Reserves, Police, Firefighters, and Sheriffs, Taylor. And unfortunately, our honeymoon is ending because that cold front we had moving through our state is leading us. There is a low-pressure front that's going to be moving out of our state into Nebraska and Kansas, as well as the Dakotas. Great football game tonight in Nebraska. Maybe you caught it. The stats are pretty scary, actually. 3 out of 4 people wash their car every month, but only 1 in 7 correctly check their tire pressure and take a look underneath the hood. Now, AAA has actually released this checklist here to make sure that your car is running great and your mind is at ease. This used to be a very popular reservoir until these white suckers took over. This project is expected to be completed in mid-October, and then the rainbow trout will be reintroduced next year. So once again, all anglers can enjoy this beautiful fishery. Do you think a good quality then for a president would be to know something about business, of course? The anticipation is building here at Central High School, where hundreds of people out here are waiting to see Governor Romney in lesson. And oh, come on, ladies, make some noise. These volunteers have walked thousands of miles and picked up thousands of pounds of trash. Here in Delta County, for example, on the side of the road, you can find beer bottles here, and here's a beer can. It seems like the trash is never ending and they want to give up, but what fuels their passion is the fact that with every piece of trash they pick up, they're making the world a better place. You probably can't see it, it's to my right. That's where the overflow crowd was. However, I was told by the Sheriff's Department that there might be some Democrats or pro-President Obama supporters across from Central High School here. There was a fish kill here today, but it was planned. Wildlife biologists are reclaiming Water Dog Reservoir of white suckers. Here's one right here. They say this is the most efficient, cost-effective way to reintroduce the rainbow trout so all anglers can enjoy this beautiful reservoir. The stats are pretty scary, actually. 3 out of 4 people wash their car every month, but only 1 in 7 correctly check their tire pressure and take a look underneath the hood. Now, AAA has actually released this checklist here to make sure that your car is running great and your mind is at ease. This used to be a very popular reservoir until these white suckers took over. This project is expected to be completed in mid-October, and then the rainbow trout will be reintroduced next year. So once again, all anglers can enjoy this beautiful fishery. Do you think a good quality then for a president would be to know something about business, of course? But people were energized, they were chanting, they were excited. Then across the street there were about a dozen, perhaps 2 dozen protesters as well. And we did speak with them. Of course, they were not excited to see the president, but overall it was a successful event. The adrenaline is rushing.
It changes everything.
Emotions running high.
Never really fully get used to it.
Time running out.
It's just relying on feeling and working with your buddies and working through it. Very difficult.
These firefighters are training to rush into a burning building to save one of their own.
You just kind of get used to that overwhelming sense of heat.
The high-pitched noise you hear is a device on the fallen firefighter.
It's pretty incredible, but that's what you gotta do.
The device means he's in distress and running low on oxygen.
I'm not gonna lie to you, if that was one of my buddies, our emotions would be running high.
These firefighters are frantically crawling toward their comrade, not knowing if he's alive or dead.
Just what's gonna get us in there quicker.
They need to get him out of the building ASAP.
That's why we train as well, so we know that we're not letting our buddies down.
The firefighters end up exiting the building the same way they came in.
This is one of the most difficult things a firefighter can do, to have to rescue one of their own.
Firefighters say there are a few minor things they can work on.
Time is of the essence with these type of calls.
But the important thing is no man was left behind.
Oftentimes firefighters, they don't make it because we just can't get to them in time.
Our sales were low anyway because of the ban on lighting them.
Timmy Meyer, owner of Fireworks City in Grand Junction, saw this coming.
My thought is it just kind of said, okay, close your doors and be safe for everybody and move on for this year.
Something that's difficult for any business owner to do.
We have no business because we had to shut the doors.
Now Fireworks City has become a ghost town.
Given that the circumstances of the drought and everything this year, it's totally understandable.
Meyer thought sales would be low, not banned.
Maybe a third of our income for the year.
These shelves are normally empty, but because of the fire ban, they're full. The lights are off, the door is locked, and they're going to have to retire the sign until next year.
The ban includes selling fireworks. You can't sell them. You certainly cannot light them or ignite them. At this point, you can possess them, but again, you cannot light those fireworks.
Kate Porras with the Grand Junction Police Department says the ban is as strict as it gets.
There are very, very few things that you can burn legally right now with the burn ban.
But isn't banning the sale of fireworks a little extreme?
It is pretty strict to not allow us to sell, but then again, you still have the people that'll come in that they're going to disregard the law, and that would end up being the people that we would sell to.
Meyer is satisfied the city is leading by example.
It is a little bit more reassuring to see that as well, that the city took that to heart too.
Meanwhile, she's hoping to make up lost revenue in the fall.
If the city will issue another permit for us to allow us to sell, what I probably will do is open up between Christmas and New Year's.
And like the rest of us, Meyer is hoping Mother Nature will cooperate next year.
Praying for rain for the rest of the year and that we don't have such a severe season next year, that we'll be open again next year for fireworks for the 4th of July.
In Grand Junction, Rob Hughes, KKCO 11 News. And at the peak of acceptance speech, President Obama generated more than 50,000 tweets per minute. How did other convention speakers compare? Good evening, and thanks for making us Grand Junction's news leader. I'm Rob Hughes.
Welcome back. Thanks so much for staying with us tonight. A new report blasts Amtrak for overlooking drug and alcohol use by its employees. Well, more than 80 go-kart racers are paying tribute to fathers in our military and emergency responders today by putting the pedal to the metal. But for one driver, the day was about honoring his son. And there's no question Colorado has been known to be a swing state when it comes to presidential elections. Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney has opened his campaign headquarters for Colorado in Lakewood. That's a Denver suburb. And in Canada, a pipeline break leaks 50 gallons of frack water in silt. It happened Saturday morning around 6:45 a.m. Officials say the breach caused the produced water to flow into Dry Hollow Creek, but didn't reach the Colorado River. Someone damaged multiple headstones and vases in the Calvary and St. Anthony sections of Grand Junction Municipal Cemetery. DIA is set to become the nation's 7th airport to start using a new browser-based technology. And a few construction projects to watch for this week that could delay your drive to work. Over 3,000 Americans died last year from fires. Now officials are encouraging you not to become a statistic. Well, law enforcement all over the state posted up at Red Robin's restaurants in an effort to raise money for the Special Olympics. Well, the car strikes a woman on downtown Main Street, then takes off. The hit and run happened just after 2:30 this morning. Grand Junction police reported to the scene in the 900 block of Main Street. Authorities say the woman was taken to the hospital and is in critical condition. The driver of the vehicle fled the scene and the case is ongoing. Count on KKCO 11 News to update you with the latest information as it becomes available. So you're everywhere and you're doing everything today, Crystal. We're talking about tennis earlier, right? And now we're talking about football, of course, Saturday.
Right.
And I know you'll be talking more tomorrow, Sunday football.
Good job, Thomas. I don't think you can be any more beautiful than today.
I can hear the applause from the newsroom.
Gorgeous day. Gorgeous. We're on a roll, Crystal. The GJ Rockies win. And today, of course, I don't want to steal your thunder.